I got a calculator too. Please rise for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome, everyone. I've verified there's a quorum. We're missing Becky tonight. She had an engagement in Indianapolis for work, so we do not have Miss White with us today. First of all, routine matters. Approved minutes of the executive and regular session of September 11th, 2023, and the executive session of September 26th, 2023.
I'll make a motion.
Allison Ezell makes the motion, seconded by Ray Opal. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 6-0. Approve the agenda.
So moved.
Steve Meitzinger makes the motion, seconded by Allison Ezell. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. That motion passes 6-0. Approved claims to date.
Make the motion.
Becky Humphrey makes that motion, seconded by Rodney Bruff. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. That motion passes 6-0. Approval of personnel and ECA recommendations. As always, I will go through each one of them, and then we will make the approval at the end. Savannah Goss, new hire, BSE counselor. Brittany Nicholson, new hire, operations manager. Leslie Slaughter, resignation from BSE counselor. Gretchen Boer, maternity leave, FMLA, beginning October 16, 2023. Reach instructors, Aaron Humphrey and Daniel Ponder. Autumn Gray, maternity leave, starting on January 2nd, 2024. Maria Jones, maternity leave for Gretchen Boer.
I'll make a motion.
Allison Zell makes that motion, seconded by Ray Opal. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 6-0. Donations. We have a lot of donations tonight, so I will read through every one of them, and then we will approve all donations at the end. Consider approval of donation to the Salem High School Disney Club for the Disney Spring Trip expenses. Ace Hardware, $100. Byerly & Huff Heating and Cooling, $250. Sullivan's Concrete Coating, $2,250. John Jones Auto Group, $250. Consider approval of a donation to the Salem High School volleyball team for $320 from Worley Farm Salvage Incorporated. This donation is to be used for warm-ups for the team. Consider approval of donation to Salem High School Military Club to be used as needed. Genevieve Morris, $100. Danny's Heating and Air, $260. Petmeyer & Associates, $100. Salem Lumber Company, $100. Item 8, consider approval of donation to the High School Disney Club for their spring trip. Goodfellas Family Restaurant, $400. Anonymous donor, $2,500. Item number 9, consider approval of donation to the Salem High School Military Club. Hoosier Hills Motorcycle Association, $350. Carol Green, $200. Item number 10, consider approval of a donation to Salem Middle School for $200 from Dowling Family Photo for the SMS Volleyball ECA account. Item 11, consider approval of a donation to Salem Middle School for $125 from Dowling Family Photo for the SMS Football ECA account. Item 12, consider approval of a donation to the SMS Mrs. Morgan Steam Room from DonorsChoose.org. Her classroom project was called Pantyhose Sculptures. That sounds interesting. Item 13, consider approval of donation to Salem Community Schools for $1,000 from an anonymous donor to SMS Counseling Fund. Item 14, consider approval of donation to the Little Lions Locker Project for $250 from St. Patrick's Catholic Church. Item 15, consider approval of donation to SHS Band for $100 from Roseanne Quattroque's Art Gives Back program. Item 16, and the last one, consider approval of donation to the SHS Military Club for $100 from John Jones Auto Group. May I have a recommendation or a motion?
Make a motion.
Allison Ezell makes that motion. Seconded by Ray Opal. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 6-0. Wonderful community we live in that gives a lot back to our schools. Greatly appreciate all those. Action items. Consider adoption of the 2024 budget and accompanying resolutions.
During the September 11th, 2023 school board meeting, a public hearing was conducted for the 2024 budget. No community members asked questions directly pertaining or formally objected to the advertised rates and levies during the hearing or filed a petition during the 7 days following the hearing with the officers of the political subdivision. Given that, recommendation before the board is to approve and adopt the 2024 budget. Following approval and adoption, Jana Hayes will have resolutions and forms requiring board signatures for submission to the Indiana Department of Government Finance. Please see Jana before leaving the meeting to sign these. They're all over there on that table behind Steve and Ray and Becky. These resolutions and forms include: 1, the resolution to adopt the 2024-2026 Capital Projects Fund Plan. 2, the resolution to adopt the 2024-2028 Bus Replacement Plan. A resolution to authorize the reduction of appropriations from July 1, 2023 to December 31, 2024 if needed. It's not anticipated any reductions will be needed. 4th, Budget Form 4, resolution of appropriations and levies, signatures, and checking the box for voting. That box that says yay or nay if you voted to approve the budget. Please check the yay, however how you pronounce that word, that means yes. You check that box and then with your signature, because the DLGF get angry if you don't. 5, resolution to not expend line 2 of the current year budget rainy day fund. And 6, a resolution to transfer from the education fund to the rainy day fund before December 31 of the current year. We recommend approval 2024 budget and company resolutions.
Rodney Brough makes the motion to consider adoption of the 2024 budget and accompanying resolutions. Steve Motzinger seconds. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Passes 6-0. Consider approval of an affidavit for payment.
Okay, the Indiana State Board of Accounts recommends school board approve affidavits for payment prior to submission to U.S. Bank in Louisville. Our trustee, this affidavit for payment be paid from the remaining funds in the 2021 construction fund. The affidavit is to Vantage Financial as payment of $27,118 for Chromebooks. There is $118,145 remaining in the 2021 construction fund that can be used for unplanned repairs and maintenance expenses, providing some relief to the operations fund. I recommend approval of that.
I'll make a motion.
Allison Zell makes that motion to consider approval of that affidavit. Seconded by Becky Humphrey. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 6-0. Item 19, consider approval of an increase of bus driver hourly rates for ECA and field trips effective September 25th, 2023.
Okay, Mr. Jordan wasn't able to be here tonight, but we went over this today, and what it amounts to is monitors and all the trips for the field trips and sports were at a rate of $15.50 per hour. So this increase is to take that to the $15.50 per hour. It's an increase of $2 per hour, hopefully to attract people to drive these trips, where we've had problems in the past with it. So
Okay.
just $2 an hour. Yeah.
Steve Motzinger makes that motion, seconded by Allison Azell. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 6-0. Consider approval of the school improvement plans for the 23-24 school year.
Those plans are,
They should have been linked if you guys.
linked
Yeah,
to the.
they were.
If
They
you
were.
need copies, I have a copy.
Okay, Mr. Albert's here tonight. I don't know, do you have anything you want to say about the
Any
high
input
school
on
plan?
that?
You know, the biggest thing is the school improvement plan is to set goals to where we want to improve our, whether it be through our professional development using the PLCs or to increase our test scores as we can turn. Considerable improvement is needed as we try to strive to be better than the state average.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eller.
I'd recommend the board approve these school improvement plans.
Consider approval of the school improvement plans for the 23-24 school year, Salem High School, Salem Middle School, Brady Shrim Elementary. May I have a motion? Ray Opal makes that motion, seconded by Allison Ezell. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 6-0. Consider approval of the following fundraisers, and I'll read every one of these fundraisers before we go into that. Item A, selling choir t-shirts with the new choir logo, September 15th, 2023 to October 6th, 2023. Item B, Salem Boys basketball donations, September 19th, 2023 to November 1st, 2023. Item C, Salem Middle School Library Book Fair, November 27th, 2023 to December 1st, 2023. Item D, Tri-High Y, selling black and gold bracelets last 2 weeks of October. Rodney Bruff makes that motion to approve that. Seconded by Steve Motzinger. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 6-0 on those items. Item 22, consider approval of JAG, Jobs for America's Graduates.
Yes, Mrs. Martin's here tonight, and I've asked her to just give you a brief. Oh, well, Mr. Albert's going to speak. Well, okay. That's okay.
First of all, I just want to say that JAG is a sponsored thing that was presented by the governor and a push to get more JAG schools involved in the state of Indiana. JAG stands for Jobs for America Graduates. The biggest thing is it's a nonprofit organization, and so this is for students that are going to have experienced some challenges maybe in school, and we want to try to make that connection between school and the workforce. He is promoting it, and he's put a grant together, so it will be totally sponsored by the grant. The goal is to have students learn the demand for employability skills and provide a bridge between high school and the workforce. And the person that would be in charge of this would be a mentor to them, and he or she would be able to provide them with some of the leadership training, some of the skills that they need to be able to put a good resume together, some of those job skills that we want to make sure that our kids at Salem High School will have that opportunity. The other thing is this mentor will also have a responsibility after they graduate. They are also going to follow up with them a year later to see where they're at, which I think is a great thing to have. There are 5 current schools in southern Indiana that have it: Austin, Scottsburg, Clarksville, New Albany, and West Washington. And we would like to be one of those that join that in the future. And so we met with, is it Laura Lowe?
Yes.
And she has said to us to get our application in. We would like to put our application in and start it as soon as possible.
So as far as getting the program implemented, like get the ball rolling, so to speak, when you anticipate that could, next semester or? January.
We actually, a few years ago, we applied and there was just no funding, and they released a big amount of money a few weeks ago. The governor's, there was the thing came out, and I contacted our person from before, and I said, hey, I see this, is there any chance? And she came and met with Mr. Albert and Ms. McGoon and Dr. Thurston and Ms. Myers, and said that we were on their list, and they were looking at maybe August, well, like, next year. And then last week, I think it was, a week before, she emailed us and said they wanted to start in January, if we could start in January. So it's a good deal. It's free. I mean,
So would the mentor be somebody that's already on staff, or
no,
we'd have to make an additional?
We don't hire; they hire.
They
it's
hire.
their employee, but we basically give them access to our. We help them come up with their cohort, and they would use Classroom and have access to Power Schools. And it's a credit class. The kids would get a credit for it. Plus, it's also a good connection with the industries and things in town because
Absolutely.
they help get some of the internships and things like that established.
Absolutely.
It's good for those kids who are maybe don't have that focus, maybe not for sure what they want to do, because it will help them get that focus hopefully. And also the ones that are maybe on the bubble and not graduating, there's sometimes that incentive to help them with that.
Well, plus with the workforce challenges we have nowadays, it would
Right.
give some local businesses an opportunity to engage in future employees.
But I think it was one of the things when Rodney came on the board, that was one of your things that you talked with us about, and we had applied way back then, however long ago that's been.
Yeah, I told him that Dr. Reed you and Dr. Reed had looked at it previously, and we didn't know what money or something was there.
Yeah, the money was not there, but now they've got some more money, and we were on the short list, so.
Awesome.
I think that's exciting.
Very excited. So, someone like to make a motion? Allison Azell makes that motion to approve that, seconded by Steve Motsinger. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 6-0. Awesome. Consider approval to declare equipment useless and obsolete.
Yes. We recently acquired new chairs in the high school presentation room with the help of the REACH grant administered by Lori Hazel-Lip and Jana Hayes. Thank you, Jana.
You're welcome. They look wonderful.
While the original chairs were worn and showing age, we have access to a site Joe England has utilized to sell equipment declared useless and obsolete by the school board. The recommendation tonight is for the school board to declare the 150 chairs originally used in the presentation room since approximately 2001. I may be off a year or two there, I'm not really sure. I think that's the time frame. Useless and obsolete with the intent to sell as many as possible.
I'll make that motion.
Allison Azell makes that motion, seconded by Becky Humphrey. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 6-0. Items from staff. Would you like to just give a brief transportation update? Just the positives of it, how well?
Oh, it's very positive.
Say what you said to us, we want everybody to hear that. We've got more
Well,
drivers.
we have many drivers. Thank you, Brian. We have,
That's good
do
news.
you have
I wanna hear
a
it again.
script for me to read or anything?
We've never heard that.
No, we have, Ed Jordan's done a fantastic job. And that's really the bottom line. I mean, he's recruited many drivers. We're fully staffed. It's a very positive environment right now, and Ed works very well with the drivers. Drivers have always needed someone who understands what they go through and the challenges that they face on a day-to-day basis. Unless you drive a school bus, you really can't appreciate the challenges that drivers face from some students, some parents, and it's good to have someone who can relate to that, who can talk with you, and I think they really appreciate that. And we're fortunate to have Mr. Jordan because he's a thinker. He looks out. He has a vision, and it's a strong vision, and I appreciate him, and I just glad he's here.
Great. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Gorman, would you like to introduce Mr. Sanchez?
I came up last month. And Mr. Sanchez was going to be here. Excuse me. And he had a death in the family, so he could not make it. So I did provide some information to you about the playground that we've been looking at. He did get with me last week, and we kind of looked at some grading. And he's also put together a short presentation for you guys for tonight. So,
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Matt.
Again, my name is Nick Sanchez. I work with Mid-States Recreation. I was fortunate to drop by a catalog and I received a phone call from Mr. Gorman with regard to taking a look at the playground equipment, which we have a couple of times. Our group's been doing playgrounds in the Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Kentucky area for 30 years. I've personally been doing playgrounds for over 9 years. Could you stand over there? Sure. Not a problem. I tend to be kind of loud enough, so I'm trying to stay away from it.
It's for the online.
I totally hear you. So with that, and after meeting a couple times, we looked at the 2 playground areas over at Brady Shrum, one being a pre-K area on top of a hill and then the larger 5 to 12 area that kind of resides within the asphalt space. For that, I put together kind of a preliminary design. Mr. Gorman was kind enough to share a little bit with regard to some of the teachers and gather their feedback on what they would like to see within that space. First off, what we're going to try to do in giving you all this concept, again, we're just trying to give you an idea of what your playground possibly could look like, not necessarily a final design, but that's why our group kind of specializes in concept, lots of feedback, redesigns, taking that, and then everything from the approval, implementation, and all the pieces of construction. So I'll go ahead and play what we call our fly through. Here's the pre-K space that's up on the hill.
This would be an inclusive playground.
I was about to stop that, yes, sir. So I wanted to stop kind of halfway through. One of the challenges that we found from the playground up on the hill was getting kids from the door across the asphalt into the access point, in addition to maybe their preference of some equipment, which we heard loud and clear was more swings. So in addition, you really can't see too much on this specific rendering, but this would be a poured rubber material, which I can give samples to Mr. Foreman so he can share with the board and anybody else who wishes to kind of have more information about it. That unitary surfacing will be obviously geared to more of an inclusive type of environment, so where kids have any mobility devices that they may have or any other type of challenges, even smaller kids that have issues crawling through the mulch and whatnot, can go directly from the asphalt and over. The proposal we'll put together will have actually a poured rubber path that will connect the two together. Not only is this a wheelchair accessible type of structure that we custom designed, there's even a standard design that I believe preschool kids also use this specific structure. Kind of some spinning devices. What we like is our line in the middle, because I know you all the lines. So when I grew up in McKinney, Texas, we were the Lions as well. So I wanted to throw that in there, definitely to be unique. And obviously a whole bunch of swings with some newer adaptive swing seats, which I knew, obviously, from being out there and seeing some of the kids, is a must to have. So this all would be that poured rubber material, and then in theory, the grass and everything would be backfilled. So it would look just like an island right in the middle of any grass or dirt coming straight off here before it kind of taper off down the hill. I think where the tree was, where you were there. There's the 5 to 12 playground. Everyone loves the ball. So I'll stop this one here. So what we designed on this specific playground was similar to what you all currently have and taking up that current space. But instead of there being asphalt between the grass and the back, we've combined that entire space and actually shrunken the area in. So as you're all familiar with, if you walk out of the building and go to the right, it'll only be asphalt. If you go to the left, it'll be where you see this exact playground here. The smaller playground is where the Gaga pit is right now. That's the one that has a few missing pieces. That's kind of off the asphalt area within the grass. This larger structure has our signature slide, which is the Mighty Descent. 5 or 6 kids can go down at one time of this slide. Most schools enjoy this because sliding is an individual activity. Now it's a group activity where kids can race and have a lot of fun. And how to get to that in a specific structure would be through a lot of nets, a lot of upper body activity, which is geared to that 5 and 12-year-old range. You all have a huge amount of swings on your current playground, so I couldn't duplicate that on this original design. We can always add more, specifically for safety space. So we want to make sure that everything is spaced out properly to make sure the kids have the best area to have a lot of fun. In addition to that, the nets and a lot of spin devices is what really we get a lot of feedback from schools. So this device would obviously be a spinning net device, and this is a huge net, which took the place of the modern day geodomes, where we could sit, socialize, and have a lot of fun. The Gaga pit is not within our pricing. However, it is something that I knew was a wish. I know my kids really enjoy, having Gaga ball tournaments. The surfacing itself is still a loose fill material. We can either do engineered wood mulch that's currently there, or rubber mulch if we're looking for a longer term solution. There's that neck climber that we call it, go between one or the other one. One of my qualifications for being you can see some of the videos I've had a lot of fun with. So one of the qualifications that I've had with being in playgrounds is a certified playground safety inspector. So my job is to go out and make sure playgrounds are safe. Looking at some of the equipment that you currently have, not all of it needs to be completely replaced, but due to the age of it, is definitely something that I would recommend highly to look at and possibly consider to you all moving forward. Not necessarily from just the age of the equipment, but also from it meeting ASTM guidelines, they can make CPSC guidelines. Some of the structures still have wood decks. The castle, as glorious as it is, unfortunately doesn't meet any ADA access type of guidelines as well. But would love to work with you all through that process. I understand that a project like this typically gets brought up at a meeting like so. It sometimes can take years to get to its point, but happy to be with you the entire time. So, but happy to answer any questions you may have.
So the lion, what do you do on the lion?
It's a climber.
Okay.
It's a selfie spot.
The one thing I found about so many playgrounds for a long time is how they all look the same. There's always a slide, a climber, a spinner, something of that nature. What I really enjoy with schools and one of our vendors, which is Create Play, is they have a lot of unique characters. The lion, tigers, frogs, cars, fire trucks, things like that. Are a part of their collection. So when pulling that there, it adds a unique piece to your playground that you can't find anywhere else.
Okay.
In addition to that, when you're a smaller kid, like a pre-K kid, for me it was a spring rider, there was a horse or a frog, that becomes like your buddy. So you walk out there and you see a smaller kid kind of talking, interacting with that like it's their buddy, like it's a stuffed animal that they have. So same kind of thing with the lion, and you all can name the lion or do whatever it is. But I figured it'd be a decent touch.
It's safer to climb on than the one on the courthouse square.
Fair. No, thank you for coming.
Absolutely. And Matt has my contact information. If there's best questions happen after meetings like this, please feel free to reach out to me.
Yeah, we'll probably want to get like some different variations on some pricing at some point.
Not a problem. I think we've already been through a couple of them so far, and it's easy to change, whatever y'all would like.
Thank you.
So
Thank
we
you very
really
much,
appreciate
Mr.
that,
Sanchez.
too.
I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Thanks.
Thank you.
Mr. John Hawkins, would you like to provide us with any updates? I hear we have an elevator on a truck. That's what he was telling us. Is that it's all?
It's not on a boat, it's on a truck. It's on a truck, it's supposed to be here Wednesday.
Oh, that's exciting.
It's supposed to be here Wednesday.
What's the install time on that?
About 2 weeks.
So,
Time frame, you discussed, given the timeline we were talking about today
Yeah,
with the dedication.
End of the month.
Okay.
I think end of the month. Be,
FEMA people here. And
I'll get a hold of Chelsea and see if she can schedule the FEMA people. And shoot for the end of the month.
anything else?
No.
Hey, John, I want to make a comment. This has been an ordeal for you, I know, and you have stuck through it and done us a wonderful job. I appreciate it, and I think the whole community appreciates it.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I think it's the only Indiana school corporation I know of that has the capability to provide tornado-proof shelter for the entire student population and then some. So it's a total capacity of 2,400 people in those in those 2 rooms, just those 2 rooms.
And good usable space that we're using on a daily
Yeah.
basis.
Yeah. So, I applaud you guys for going forward with it. It's a great project.
Well, thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hawkins. Non-action items. New board business.
I just want to make a comment that we started our negotiations with the teachers union, and things are going very smooth, and what a wonderful group of people to work with.
You probably have a great group of people that you're helping out there and working with you. Comments from the audience? No one signed up. Wow. Positive praises. We will start with Mr. Opal this time.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, congratulations to Miss Hildebrand and the band for reaching the state finals. I'm trying to think how many years in a row we haven't been in the state finals. I know we won like 2013. I remember that because I was there.
2019 they won.
I was looking at my T-shirt I had at home from home. So several years in a row we've been to the state finals. That's number one. And something retired teachers met on September 20th in Washington County, and we collected $365 from donations from our membership. Now, I don't know how many of you heard about the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and with matching grants, this will provide 28 children, a book from birth to 5 years of age, a book a month, for them to read. They're learning to read and get reading skills. So we donate that money, it goes to the foundation, and then they take it from there. So that's about 60 books for their, at that time they're 5 years old, if they sign them up at birth. So, and then another thing, New Hope Men, I volunteer to help them on Fridays, and this Friday's another fish fry. Their proceeds go to, excuse me, go to, we did the Jump Start, donations to classroom materials that teachers need, Shop with a Cop, and so I encourage everybody to come out and have a fish.
Is this your last one?
Friday. Think about having one in November also, depending on the weather. So.
Okay. Thank you, Ray. Mr. Motzinger?
I just want to thank everybody for all the help and the opportunities that we have here and the positive attitudes we got going on. I see the start of a great school year, and I think it'll finish out real good. And we got a lot of positives going on, and it makes me happy, and I hope it makes a lot of other people happy.
I enjoyed the online karaoke that Mr. Mullins and Mr. Atkins did Friday. I spent a fair amount of my day watching that as I was working. It was great. Let's see. Oh, and also I saw the Facebook post about the Disney. They did the Princess today on the playground for the Brady Shroud. I thought that was really neat. And I guess that's to promote the participation in the Not So Scary, Halloween party. So, and that's by the Disney Club that's doing that, I guess. So
October 21st, I believe.
Yes, I think that was right. Yeah, but it looked really neat. It looked like the little girls were enjoying it. So,
A little fun night out.
Mrs. L. After Miss Humphrey.
I always love it when I get my mail and I get my little Lions Den to hear the roar. So thank you to everyone that participates in that, and the students that are doing the interviews, and Monica Spalding and Jill Myers and everybody who works on that. So it's a nice little happy in your mailbox. Congratulations to middle school boys football. So they had a great season, county champs and I think MSC champs for the 8th grade or 7th grade. Last Monday night, the football game, the Salem West Washington game, they did a lot of fundraiser for the Marty Storms family, and just seeing the community support. I mean, you look through like our donations to all of our organizations, and then an event, like that of 2 county rivals, but seeing everybody really being supportive. And at the end of the game, when they came together and presented everything to the family, and just what a great night, and just seeing everybody supporting one another. So on some of the videos, that they've been putting out in regards to different events that are going on, I love Emily Johnson's videos of the the Imagine Lab. The liquids and gases, I don't know why those are so entertaining for children, but just seeing their little faces and sticking something up there and seeing what it does. I just liked it. I thought it was fun. And the whole Rocking Your School thing on Friday of, the teachers and counselors and different people in their T-shirts and Jill Myers and with their wigs on and people making TikTok videos and all the things was quite entertaining. Did you have a wig on?
I couldn't move fast enough. Be part of that demonstration, Mrs. Zell. I appreciate the thought.
Just seeing the unity behind the schools and everybody kind of coming together, and I thought that was really fun to see this past week.
Excellent. Mr. Thurston, or Dr. Thurston, I'm sorry. I've done that to you twice. I've offended you twice.
I got a plaque up there.
I know.
No, we have a very generous, caring community, as evidenced by the donations tonight. We're very fortunate in that regard, and I think it's been a positive start to the school year, and we're thankful for that as well, and appreciate the support that the school board provides, and appreciate the collaboration and consensus that we're getting with the association regarding bargaining and our discussion items, and I think we're off to a good start. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Terry Backham says our clinic is being really used a lot, again, a lot of referrals and whatnot, so it's been a huge, we got Ed here, but we got Dee Dee over there, so Dee Dee left here and now she's there, and says she loves her job, and that's working out. So we did our mattress fundraiser, and the lady said she couldn't believe how many staff came out from our school, that's usually not normal, and there's 4 ladies here that came to our mattress fundraiser, that they all went home with the mattress, and we thank them, and Matt for setting up and tearing it down. And you brought up Mr. Mullins. After the storms, he brought me a load of wood for my fire pit, so I'm thankful for Mr. Mullins.
Mr. Cyphers, nothing? Miss Jana?
I'm good.
Okay. Well, I'd like to congratulate all the seniors on the fall sports group and fall extracurricular activities for a great season. Wish them all the best. I know some of them probably move on to other sports in the winter and spring, but some of them do not. So I want to wish them all the best and appreciation to all their families for getting them to these extracurricular activities. It's not always difficult. And to echo Dr. Thurston, we live in a great community that always steps up and helps out anybody in the time of need or different organizations, and it's great to, just the list that we had there tonight. So it's great that our community supports our school system so much, and I appreciate all of our staff, appreciate everybody on the board. So we're doing well. We'll keep on chugging along. Next regular monthly meeting is November 13th, 2023. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Rodney Bruff makes the motion to adjourn, seconded by Allison Ezell. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. 6-0. Motion to adjourn.
Please sign resolutions and minutes and